What's going on, everybody? Welcome to G Miles World Podcast. We're going to be talking about the NFL Week 9 Thursday Night Football game in which Nick Mullens went from being a backup quarterback for the 49ers that nobody knew about to verified on Twitter during the game while he destroys Jon Gruden and the Raiders with a 151 passer rating. Bro, 3 touchdowns. This dude, let me just go ahead and say this, bro. The Raider fans, I don't know exactly what was going on when they signed Jon Gruden, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you this right now. If he's not fired soon, something's wrong. Now, listen, just remember, regardless of how you're rebuilding something, you don't get rid of the players that are really, really good. You know, like how that whole thing goes with, like, you deal with certain things regardless of whatever. Like, it's like tolerance with production and all that stuff like that. Let me just say something about Khalil Mack when he got rid of Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack was a player that off the field had no issues. Like, there was nothing going on as far as what he was doing. Now, I understand that some people, like the NFL pundits, are saying, you know, in certain games, Khalil Mack disappears. He doesn't play hard every game. I don't understand where they're getting that information from. Like, every time I watched him, like, throughout the time that he was a Raider, I didn't really see that. So I can't really comment on that. And I understand that Jon Gruden wants to create something that's, you know, that's just for him. But this is really, really bad what he's doing. Because now you're going out there and you're making this guy's first start. Like, he was better than Steve Young, Joe Montana. You know, what movie was that? The Waterboy? It was a Joe Montana. Like, this dude is Jon Gruden is making history as being the dumbest coach that ever coached in the National Football League. And that's hard to do when, you know, guys like Jeff Fisher has coached, you know, Hugh Jackson. Like, he's making history for all the wrong reasons. And I just don't really understand exactly what's going on. But I'm very, very happy for Nick Mullens, bro, because during the game, it was certain people trying to get him verified. And then before you knew it, he got it. And that's just huge for him because that's usually what happens in life. You work very hard behind the scenes, and then all of a sudden everything comes together, and then everybody's like, oh, whoa, who's this guy? You know what I'm saying? Because in my honest opinion, watching him play, I can honestly say that he's a decent quarterback. Now, it's against the Raiders and Jon Gruden, and, you know, you're getting blown out 34-3 and stuff like that, and you suck anyway. Like, the Raiders are terrible. So when you think about it, like guys like Derek Carr is an embarrassment to the Raiders. I don't think he's going to be back, even though his contract is that big. I think they're going to probably try to shop him and see what's going on with all the #1 picks that they have, because he's very, very terrible. Regardless of his completion percentage, which are really just like empty completions because they're usually getting blown out or whatever. It's a very embarrassing thing to be a Raiders fan right now. And I don't think I've ever seen them this bad. And when you think about it, the guy that's making them this bad is a guy that's on a $100 million contract for 10 years. So let me tell you why that's bad. I'm going to explain that to you. Like, this is the issue, right? If they keep Jon Gruden for however long that they're going to keep him, right? I don't think he's going to make it through the entire 10-year whatever they're doing, right? I honestly don't believe that that's going to happen. But this is something that I have to really just say. When you hire a coach, right, and you're hiring him based on something that he did a decade ago, it's your fault. It's not Jon Gruden's fault. And I don't want anybody to, you know, I don't want anybody to misconstrue the fact that I'm happy that Jon Gruden got his money. Because I don't have an issue with Jon Gruden. You know, like how it's easy? Some people can't honestly be happy for other people because they just, you know, they just want to hate regardless. I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy that the situation is going the way that it's going and he got his money, because everybody doesn't usually get his money. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. It's all good regardless of how it works out. Simply because I like to see people get their money. But as a fan for the Raiders, if you're a fan of the Raiders, you are very, very upset right now. You know what I'm saying? You are very, very upset. So looking at the way that happened, right, let me just explain to you going forward what I would do as the coach of the Oakland Raiders. If I'm Jon Gruden and I'm a complete idiot and I'm getting rid of everybody for like #1 picks and I think that I'm the man, right, this is what I would do. I would bench Derek Carr. You see what I'm saying? Like, look, this is why. Because even if I play him and he does well later, it doesn't really matter in my opinion. Everybody's already seen enough to know that that guy sucks. Like I said, we've seen MVP talent from him, and then he's disappeared. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like, what's the dude's names? Gordon. Gordon that's on the Patriots now. We've seen flashes of greatness, and then all of a sudden now he just looks like he sucks. Like that guy, we don't know what's really going on with him. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really know what's going on with him, but every time I watch Derek Carr play, he's worse. He's just worse and worse and worse, right? So you could gamble with it and see if he plays well enough to get rid of him, but I don't think that NFL teams are that stupid to not pick up on the fact that he's just not anywhere near what he was in that one season before he got hurt. Just to be honest, man, like sometimes brutal honesty is the key. And I've been watching it, and I've been telling you guys, like it's certain players that you can see that they haven't reached their full potential, or or whatever. They're still working towards something. Derek Carr is awful. Now you could say, where are his weapons? Amari Cooper's gone. You got a tight end that's having Cooks. Well, no, just Cook. I think just Jared Cook. He's having one of his best seasons since he's been in the NFL. He's been there for 10 years. That's all great and everything like that. But you can argue that the same way you argue it for Dak Prescott. You can say, where's his weapons? It doesn't matter where his weapons are, okay? The 49ers team are depleted. They lost their starting running back at the end of the season. Garoppolo got hurt. They are very, very depleted. There is absolutely no reason that you go out there and this happens to you if you're the Raiders. There's absolutely no reason for this to happen, okay? The only good thing about this that came out, they know now what they have in Nick Mullens, that he's at least formidable. Can he turn out to be something great? Absolutely, because we have stories like this. We've seen this. We've seen Tom Brady, and that's blasphemous for me to put Tom Brady's name in the same sentence. I'm just saying we've seen miracles happen because Tom Brady was nothing short of a miracle. You don't come in as a 6th-round pick, whatever you were, and just come and do whatever you want. That doesn't happen. So, he got the opportunity. He made the most out of it, and I'm very, very happy for this young man and his family because this doesn't happen if Garoppolo is not dating porn stars and injuring his knee running out of bounds. He didn't run out of bounds. He stayed in bounds. He was just a complete idiot, and that's why that injury happened. So it's a lot of things that had to happen for this to happen. So that's just the way the world works. But going forward with the 49ers, I don't really expect anything from them. I think that this is just a season where it was right now they're just trying out certain things and seeing what's going to happen. I don't think that it's something to where everybody is going to, everybody's going to see exactly what's going on. I don't really see exactly how Nick Mullens is going to be able to still be the starter is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so once Garoppolo comes back next season, depending on how the season ends out, I think that this guy might be something that's either trade bait or you get rid of Garoppolo. All right, going forward for the 49er fans, because I don't really see how you're going to keep both of them, especially if this guy continues to play very, very well at this level. Okay, this is something that's very, very serious because when you go out there in your first start in prime time and do this, this shows that you have guts and you have grit. So this is something that's very, very difficult for me to even say like, all right, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, how he's going to continue to perform, whatever. It's way, way different than anybody ever expected because, to be honest, everybody on Twitter and social media was making fun of this guy before it actually happened. And look at how he reversed it. So this causes a lot of good controversy for the 49ers because I think they create something that's now marketable and sellable on the actual auction house. You know what I'm saying? Like they can actually trade this man and get some value for him going forward if they believe that Garoppolo is what he was. You see what I'm saying? So the 49ers, I like the 49ers' future. I just don't know what's going to go on with the Raiders because a lot of you guys are going to be saying, but bro, what about the Raiders? So I've tried to explain to you why it's really, really bad, everything that has occurred for the Raiders. Whatever happens going forward, Jon Gruden might not be there. I give him like 3 years. I think they fire him in 3 years. Like in all honesty, they have to fire him in 3 years because he's showing right now, if he can't do anything with those picks, and even with the picks, if they don't come out and play well, the Raiders are still going to be trash. So Jon Gruden, it's no way possible that he survives this whole thing, regardless of how it turns out. And I just think that he's an absolute embarrassment, but I'm very, very happy for him that he was able to get his $100 million because they still got to give him his money. So he wins regardless. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it. But it was a very, very unexpected start for Nick Mullens, going from unverified to verified to a 159.1 passer rating, 3 touchdowns, 262 yards, live primetime, just destroying the Raiders. And I really enjoyed every minute of it. I would love to hear your reactions about it and how you felt about it during the game. Feel free to drop a line. Until next time, one love.